Hi there, and welcome to my book and build. This is featuring the book How to Code a Sandcastle by Josh Funk and illustrated by Sarah Palacios. This is a presentation done by myself, Sierra Mansker. Before you read the book out loud to any of your students or any group activity you have set up, I advise that you ask the people in attendance, what does it mean to code? And then kind of get their feedback on when they've experienced coding, what does code mean to them, and just enjoy all of the different responses that they give to you and try to pick out the different pieces that would illuminate what it means to code in the technical world. So How to Code a Sandcastle is a book where the main character, Pearl, which you can see in the first little picture here, this is Pearl. She's on her summer vacation and it's her very last day to build a sandcastle. So what does she do? She grabs her handy dandy partner in crime here, her robot friend, to start to try to build a sandcastle. Along the way, she has a few different problems that she has to overcome in order to build the sandcastle that she would like. And so what she starts to do is code and sequence different parts of her code for the robot in order to build the most perfect sandcastle, and ending up maybe even with a whole bunch of castles. I'm sorry, that word just blinked out of my mind. A whole kingdom, there we go. So you can see here, these are some pictures from the book, so that way you can see how they do show within the book, like loop here, for instance, is a vocabulary word about coding. And you can see not only do they have the word loop, but they have the parts of the loop written in a circle to even further visualize what it means to be a loop. And I really enjoy that visualization in the picture book itself. So for your makerspace activity to create your own loop is you would need some beads and also some string or some yarn in order to make a bracelet, encoding whatever it is that you would like to encode. For my activity and the activity that I pulled from code.org is where you can make your name in some code. So I chose 3 different colors from this box here to create my first name. And my first name is Sierra, so I used the C, the I, the E, R, and A to create my coding. As you can see here in this diagram, there are only really 2 colors represented, either the one for the black and then the one for the white that would represent the binary code of 0 and 1. But I ended up using 3 so that way you could have little placeholders in between. I think that that helps kind of set that visualization for where one letter would stop and start. So that way when we allowed, or hopefully you would allow the students or the children to talk to one another about the coding that they are creating, they can more clearly see where that letter would stop and start. So here is where there we go. So you can see this is the start one and this is the end. So this would be for the letter C, I, E, R, and A. And then this is the entire loop, I guess, or the sequence. I say loop because it is in a loop, and I guess it would just continue on here. But this, if it was a start and stop, like I've been talking about it, that would be a sequence. So this goes from the C, I, E, R, and A. Now this one here is actually rather large to be a bracelet, so what I would recommend is if you want it to be an actual bracelet to fit the wrist of students, maybe you would use the initials of your school. So for example, I work for Gainesville Junior High School, so maybe I would just do GJHS. Or you could use something that's a little smaller. You could encourage kids to use maybe their initials, their first and last initials, so that way it's not as long to make a bracelet. or you can make it to where it's like a long keychain looking thing. That would be fine as well, because really what we're working on here is to show the individual parts of the binary coding. And for more information on different coding activities, as well as the company that helped fund creating this book, is girlswhocode.com, as well as code.org. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.